If you're
Hello, hello. Can anybody hear me? Ooh. Hello, hello. Love, peace, and chicken grease, y'all. Oh, it's hump day. Hump day. But I happen to not be wearing a hump day shirt. Oh, goodness gracious. It's like literally as soon as I start, I just got so many different calls from so many different people at once. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Happy hump day. It's Wednesday, July 6th. Happy day to you. Welcome to The Sip, your daily dose of just the right tea, yes? Oh, I forgot. I just realized I don't have water. I should go get water. But I hope you guys are well. It's another doozy of a day. And the reason why I'm streaming like this is because I want to show you guys the chart. Because you've got to, if there was ever, oh, look at that. If there was ever a reason to feel like we're being constricted or confined or just things are just wrong, I'll show you why. Because for today, that's the kind of energy today. But I hope you guys are well. Welcome in. It's good to see you all. Hey, yeah, OG, it's all good. It is all good. Oh, thank you, African Oneness. Happy Mercury Day. Yeah, happy Mercury Day, essentially. Okay, yeah. Welcome in, you guys. I realized I don't have any water. I'm going to get a glass of water, and then we're going to get into this for today, yeah? So much to talk about. I totally forgot to put the Be Right Back sign on, but that's okay. Hi, guys. Coffee house music vibes. I love this. So, I have to check to see if I put this in the description box. Is it here? No, it doesn't seem to be. This is the music for this is Lo-Fi Girl. It's a site here on YouTube. It's dope. I love just like putting it on in the background, especially in the evening with some incense burning, like right as the sun is going down, the moon's starting to rise, vibing with a little bit of this, a little bit of soft light, and the incense. It's a whole vibe, y'all. It's a whole vibe. I love it. Hi, Stephanie. You made it. Yay. Welcome in, everyone. This messy energy, you guys, this messy energy. I have some things written down because I got up this morning, man. I was in a mood this morning. Let me tell you something. This moon in Virgo energy, man, is not cute. At least not for me or not this round. Because the restriction, there's this intense buildup of what seems to be tension towards wanting to do something, wanting to be proactive, wanting to get things done, even feeling driven to do so in some ways, and yet still being capped or blocked or restrained or restricted. And then this moon in Virgo for me is coming through as, okay, well, how do we fix this? And the universe kind of looks at you, stares at you blankly and says, there is no way to fix it right now. Literally stares at you blankly. What? I don't know what you want me to do. And we're standing here like, well, we want you to fix, we want this to be fixed. And the universe says, well, in time that will come. But right now you have to deal with this tension, because this tension means something. And it's crazy because what I've been experiencing within the last 2 days, I want to say, is consciously deciphering whether what I'm feeling is purely of my own or whether I'm also picking up on energies from the collective, and finding where that somewhat of a boundary, you can call it, lies between me and collective. And a lot of this is within the, I mean, I feel it personally, yes, but it's also within the collective space, which would make it why I feel it, because I'm part of the collective space, other than just being an energy reader, right? Okay. Virgos in your life are being weird, huh? So, everything is capped. And I want to tell you why I'm hearing the word capped. Exactly, Adam. And the moon is going to be in Virgo for the longest because it is the largest constellation. Exactly. Let's get into the chart. This is the chart for today. Now, this chart was as of 9 in the morning, but just look at all of the red in the center of your screen. Like, look at all of these squares. I count between the quite direct ones and maybe the partials. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them in the sky. This was as of this morning, and 2 oppositions, both including the moon, which is still hasn't even really gotten to is starting to approach midway through Virgo right now. But at least, of course, this was as of 9 in the morning. Let's progress a little bit. And let's come to a closer time to where we are now. It is 12:12, everyone. 12:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sorry. Here we go. So let's progress this. That's 20 minutes. Okay. 10:40, 10:30, 10. Okay, 12:09. This is close enough. Okay, this is like 3 minutes from now. But look, still, Virgo, I want to say first quarter is approaching the end of the first quarter of Virgo. Yep. Sure is. I mean, we're going to be here for a while, you guys. And on top of that, we have all of these squares. And so if you look at all of at the center of the chart here on your screen, and you see all of those squares, and you see how they make a little bit of like almost like an upside down glass, like something like there's a box, a glass box that's being put right on top of you, where you can see out of it, but you're kind of trapped within its confines at this time, or at least that's how it feels. That's what I'm seeing where I'm seeing it's capped. Like you're like, bloop, the universe is like, nope, you're staying right here. And you're only doing this much, they're saying. Very specifically, you are only doing this much right here, right now. That's it. That's what we want you to focus on. And a lot of this has to do with looking in the mirror. You know, so today, I came upon Amanda Ellis's one of Amanda Ellis's videos today. I haven't seen her in my feed for a long time. I did stop watching her regularly a few years ago, but she came up today, and specifically her topic concerning CERN came up today. And so I intentionally watched it because I remember yesterday you guys were telling me about that. And she, like me, I know nothing of it. I've only heard of it in passing. She didn't know much about it. But the fact of the matter is, the point that what Archangel Metatron apparently said about it is that humanity is trying to get light years beyond itself right now, or man is attempting to go light years beyond themselves right now, and instead of putting all of these millions of pounds or however much money you want to put into it, instead of putting all of it into that, why don't we put it into building a massive mirror so we could all take a real hard look at ourselves, a real good look at ourselves? And when I heard that, I was like, that is exactly what we were talking about yesterday. Like, intense. So what does this all mean? Well, to me, this means that we're intentionally being capped. Number one, what the universe is saying, and actually, let me put, because I'm looking at the chart right now, so let me put this back in front of you so you can look at it with me as well. But what the universe is essentially saying, or what I'm seeing with this cap that's being put on us, this glass, that's being put on us right now. And it's not like we're gonna be in it forever, and it's not like it's dark. It's completely transparent. Like, it's literal panes of glass that are so see-through that you would almost mistake it for not being there, right? And it's not meant intentionally to torture us, but there is a universal cap that's being put on certain entities, certain things, certain projects, certain processes that need to be preserved right now. It's not quite time yet. And it's actually what it feels like here. This feels very benevolent, and it feels like it really is for our own protection right now, because outside of that cap is very chaotic energy, and we're not saying in that intentionally or with intentions to scare. This is not fear mongering. It's not intended to be fear mongering. What we're saying is there is a massive amount of change going on. There's a massive amount of societal energies that are swirling around in some ways that could potentially create storms, could create monsters. I mean, like, everything is so volatile right now surrounding us, and it's a necessary and natural part of the progression, because we're coming out of a lot of entanglement that has not been addressed for, like, Spirit just said, centuries. So it's got to come out somehow, some way, sometime. So it feels like this cap right now, or what I'm seeing with this, like, box that's being put on, feels like is being put onto you, is really for your own good of containment, so that you can understand the energies for yourself, and you can get your placement within them, and you can find your ground and your foundation and your roots. There is something that I posted on Instagram in my stories today about root systems, and how places that have a very diverse foliage or plant life, diverse in species, their roots together create a firmer foundation that can weather extreme weather and extreme storms and extreme changes and all that kind of stuff. So it's about finding right now it feels like it's about finding your roots and finding your ground and holding steady to your belief system, and finding literally what I'm seeing is finding that root that starts at your crown and goes all the way through your root chakra and down into the earth. It's as what I'm seeing is a tap root, and a tree uses a tap root. It's literally like a root that comes to a point, or somewhat of an angle, that is able to dig down. I mean, deep, like tree roots, like, all these forest trees go like miles, the roots go miles into the ground. Okay. So that's what I'm seeing, a massive tap root. This is really a time to build that tap root. And what really helps, especially in the tropics, the deeper the tap root, the greater the chance of surviving a hurricane. And here in Puerto Rico, they had Hurricane Maria that devastated this storm, but didn't completely take out all of the trees and all of the forests and all of the foliage, right? Things grew back. Things were able to sustain the destruction that was catastrophic. But what I'm hearing and feeling is that this destruction is needed, because it's creating the space for what the new earth, the new what that we intend to have, to hold, to keep, to build. I have not been keeping up with the chat. Hello. I'm sorry, I've just been straight channeling. I had all kinds of stuff that I wrote this morning in channeling all this. It's a lot of deep, depressing things, a lot of difficulty. But the image for today's reading, it was the energy that I pulled for the morning. So this is where I started. Oh, hold on. Let me read. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place right now. Feeling like you've been purging for a week, sometimes feeling great, but then there will be something more to come up. Yeah. It's not enjoyable, but it really is for the best. Yes. You're also feeling and seeing how more connected and supported you are. Okay. I'm as well as supporting others in yes. You've been receiving message about the invasive plants becoming integral in new growth, new wild. They're better adapted to climate shift. Star seeds are kind of like invasive plants. You could see it that way. I mean, yeah. That's funny. So let's see. This is where I started with the morning, because that's what the image for this reading is. It's a card pull, and it came out as, and I was feeling it through the energy of the morning. It came out as the Knight of Wands reversed, lack of action, lack of desire to have action, lack of passion or desire to take action, having lost the passion, the fire having gone out, the Knight of Wands, and that was coupled with death. And the overall energy was the Eight of Pentacles. Underneath the Eight of Pentacles was the Seven of Cups. What does all this mean? Well, what I was channeling from the collective and for the collective and of the collective this morning is titled, "It's Hard to Show Up Today." But then after writing some of this, I went back to that and crossed out today and said "at all." What I've been channeling for the past 2 days from the collective is despair, deep despair. And I have been afraid to talk about it and mention that and even say that word, because I don't want to create a focus on it that then creates more momentum for this, to motivate this low vibrational energy or feeling or thought pattern. But it's necessary to speak to, because there's a deep sense of efforts not being shown for. Even our most, and especially with this, like this cap that I see is being put on us or everything right now, or seemingly at least, it's like no matter our best efforts, our best tries, our best intentions, well planned out, well thought out, even what may even have been well executed, it still seems to stop at a certain point. It's as if there's this literal roadblock that just stops all progress in a certain direction for a certain reason. And it's what I'm feeling for that is Saturn. Saturn is retrograde right now, okay? But Saturn goes retrograde like 6 months out of every year, like this is not anything new. But it does feel like it's the effects of Saturn. It almost feels like the collective is being cordoned off in certain sections, in certain ways, in certain places, in order to mete out the justice. Yikes. Whoa. Hold up there, buddy. I mean, that's what I heard. Mete out the justice. I feel like I'm getting tongue-tied. This Saturn retrograde, it feels like there is about to be some hard questions to answer, hard lessons to learn that are going to be dug up through this season. And why what I heard from Amanda Ellis in her video concerning specifically the topic of CERN, in terms of humanity needing to look at themselves instead of trying to escape and go light years beyond ourselves, is written all over all of this. I mean, we got here ourselves. We've got to be able to look at it, see it for what it is, and work towards making it better. And that just sounds like a broken record. the energy within the collective is getting very unsettled. It's almost as if the pot is starting to boil and no one's standing there watching over it, keeping an eye on it. And before you know it, it's going to boil over. And depending on what's in that pot, that could be very dangerous. It's what it feels like. The tension is building. This still feels like a pressure cooker. There's this strong desire within the collective of needing to or wanting to or feeling like at least you need to walk away from something. And maybe not just something, walk away from everything. But are we walking away out of necessity or just because we want to give up? It seems that the phrase "don't give up" has been harder to accept right now. Like only days ago, it was like, yeah, don't give up. Like, no, we got this. We're good. And then all of a sudden, here comes this cap. And you're like, what are we doing this for? As if all of our efforts lead to a large neon sign saying exit stage left. Like all of our efforts, as if all of our efforts lead to a large neon sign that says exit stage left. And that was the feeling this morning. Just like walk away from it. Just drop it. Just walk. Whatever this is, just drop it and walk away from it. That's what it felt like this morning. The negative connotation around it gets better. Yeah, it gets better. I don't mean to sound so morbid or so pessimistic, but in a lot of ways, in a lot of cases, I'm still waiting for that day. If we're being real, if we're being honest. And this is not to pour darkness or my own despair into the collective. It's to speak honestly of it and acknowledge its existence and say, all right, so what do we do about that then? You know, I mean, what do we do about that? But there's this feeling of wanting to give up, or really what it feels like. And what I'm hearing you say is, do we need to give up? Like what's the point here, Spirit? No, don't give up. You sat through a whole meeting this morning thinking, do I even want this anymore? Yeah. Yep. Do I even want this anymore? Yes. Oh my God, yes. Wait, will that fit? Will that fit here? Hold on. Nope. Okay, so let's do this. Well, let's see. Because this is so perfect. This is so perfect. Yeah, this works. There we go. There we go. That works. Yep. There we go. Do I even want this anymore? I just changed the title. It's making it hard to show up. Show up for what? I heard show up for yourself. And what I felt in that was what I like to do to show up for myself and really enjoy myself and enjoy my life and enjoy what I have and be appreciative of what I have. That is a big, okay. So I was slightly tardy to the party today as well, just like yesterday. But today I was having a moment. I got wrapped up into some spiritual symbolism, and there is a symbol for this energy for the collective right now. And spoiler alert, or trigger alert actually, it's kind of squirmy. Ooh, cockroaches. So I encountered a cockroach today. While I was going about my morning, my next step was to get ready for the sip. And so while I was doing that, I encountered this, I believe it's the same one, this one male cockroach. And you know they're male because they're the one that have the wings. The females don't have wings. But I encountered it at 2 separate times, one after another, with an event in between them, in the same exact place. Having thought that I had changed something that had attracted it to that place to begin with, I turn around to find it in the exact same place, regardless of the change that I had made. So that to me was very significant. And lately, actually, Spirit has been calling me to look into talk about an invasive species. Spirit lately has been influencing me, pushing me, guiding me to look into the symbolism of the cockroach. So I did today, and I got into that, and I actually feel like that would be a good thing to share with the collective right now. So I'm gonna do this. I found an article right before here it is. 9 spiritual meanings. This one article that I was reading right before I got into the live stream today, but it confirmed what I was already picking up on it. And from what even when Spirit asked me to start looking into it, of course that would mean physically taking steps of like looking it up, searching it on the internet, right? But intuitively and just logically, I thought about it, and I was like, okay, well, what would a cockroach symbolize, logically speaking? Well, the first thing that I came up with was resilience. And it's so crazy. No, I actually did change that afterwards. Okay, never mind. But okay. And so specifically though, what I read in this article, now I had already come up with that on my own, and then I did in fact find it on this article. Here, I am going to actually share this in the chat. What do y'all talk about over here? I'm sorry, I'm not paying attention to the... There we go. This is the article that I was reading, and it's only one article, okay? And I mean, I obviously could do more research to do more, but it was literally right before I started the live stream. But from what I read from it, number one, it was already confirming what I was picking up on intuitively. And number two, it helped me to see even more about it. And it felt really pertinent and very, very, very good. And one of the main things that I really, because I just got totally taken on a different track, because what I also was picking up on with this is a sense of why are we so afraid of this, or why am I at least so afraid of this? And one of the things that they say in this article is that they point out that, you know, a cockroach or the sight of one evokes a very physical response. And I know I jump, I mean, I get, just thinking about it, right? It just, nah. And there has got to be a reason other than the fact that it's just an icky, gross thing. Like, what is going on within me? Like, why am I so averse to this? What do you symbolize that I am so afraid of? There it is. What am I so afraid of? What do you symbolize when I look at you? What do you mirror back to me that makes me so scared? And part of what they were saying in this article also is that when they symbolize a need to learn to adapt, to be strong, to be able to be adaptive, really, to be adaptable. And I sat back for a second and I'm like, yeah, I am struggling with that right now. And I feel like a lot of the collective is struggling with that right And in trying to put that into words, I mean, it's so many different things. I mean, I couldn't even. Hello, Steph. But the symbolism is positive. By the end of it, I was kind of looking at it as a positive omen. I still have this very visceral response. Like, you're right, it makes my skin crawl too. I don't know. Yesterday we were talking about this kind of feels like we're free falling. And I felt back into that today, and I didn't like it. I didn't like the idea of it. I really don't like the idea of falling freely and not being able to do anything to save, well, seemingly feeling like not being able to do anything to stop it. But there also could be a positive side to it, because we could look at it from a much higher perspective and see it as the universe kind of whisking us away. The universe has our protection. It has us protected and has it under control. So, okay, that's a way better way of looking at it. But this is also defining this free fall energy we have here. It's this feeling of our best efforts seem to lead nowhere, and what used to work before doesn't even seem to scratch the surface anymore. But then, bing! What does that sound like? That sounds like a square. A what, you say? Oh, a square. Oh, right. Right now, although, we also have the moon opposing Chiron and Jupiter a little bit. And oppositions are face-offs, but this is Jupiter involved. Chiron, I mean, that could be messy, especially depending on what it is you're healing or what needs to be healed or what it is you're facing at this time. But Jupiter is quite benevolent. And I feel like this opposition with Jupiter right now, I'm feeling an expansion of your viewpoint. I'm seeing you having a window of opportunity, a potentiality to see things from a much more heightened sense of perspective, a much more expanded point of view. The Three of Cups. There are resolutions that could come from this, you guys. If this were a time to try and mend fences with someone, I feel like this moment is it. Your potential is high because it's a very agreeable energy. There's this, with the moon in Virgo, there's this very deep sense of wanting to work together or wanting to get things done or wanting to fix something, wanting to heal something. I don't care about who's right or wrong. Just tell me how to fix this. Chiron is there in Pisces, a very healing sign. Chiron, the healer, with Jupiter together. Jupiter is expansive, but Jupiter is also benevolent. Three of Cups. This could be a really good time to mend fences and make amends, okay? That's very interesting. Very positive too. I like that. I like that a lot. But anyway, that's the only card that seems to have come out so far. Oh, wait, no. I want to see where you guys are. Oh, hi, Ambit. I don't know that song. Free Fall. Wait. Maybe I do. No, I don't actually, because I don't know that band. Damby? Okay. Anyway. So, all right. You know what? Oh, but also, I was saying, with all of this, I got off track. With all of this, though, that's where we come into the squares. And when you're dealing with a square, you run into a situation and a roadblock, a challenge, a struggle, a mishap, something to overcome. But the thing about a square is that you can't do it in the same, or you can't always do it in the same old way. There's there's a new twist, or there's a new thing to take into account. You can't do it. You have to come up with a new idea or a new way to do it. Find a new way over this challenge. And if you're dealing with like one or two, maybe three, all right, okay. But look at all the ones that we have here. Look at this. You count the squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. 8. Around all sides, like almost all sides. I mean, the bottom, okay. But see that it's turning around. So there's one side, but that side always moves. It's like, what are you supposed to do? You feel, there's a feeling of being capped in the collective. Hi, Noelle. Oh, you're so very welcome. I'm happy that it's of service to you. Very happy. So, this is where we are right now. But also, guys, keep in mind that even though we're doing this on the 6th of July, it still could resonate for you further on down the road, yeah? All right, I want to talk, let's get to some more of the cards here, because I've gotten through my notes. I want to talk about this feeling of, do I even want this anymore? I want to look into that for the collective, answer some questions there, talk about those feelings of despair. I am being asked to start with another daily guidance angel card. Okay. I really feel like we as a collective need to talk about this despair that's coming up, because it feels like it's creeping up on us and we're kind of just trying to ignore it, pretending that it's not there. But that's how we lose control of things. And before you know it, they're a force to be reckoned with, right? We've got to address this despair, you guys. The angels want us to address this despair. It's positive for our mental health. This is how poor mental health really, truly starts and gets exacerbated. When these feelings or these intuitive knowings, or what you're feeling, what you're going through, what you're experiencing, we ignore it, we push it away, we deny it, we pretend it's not there. Sometimes we don't feel it and it creeps up on us, and before you know it, it's a monster, or it was always a monster to begin with. I don't know, but in a lot of cases, in some cases, someone's mental health could have been saved had they just had the support system to be able to talk through whatever it is they were going through. It's a tall order in today's world, okay? But there is a very deep desire to prevent this from happening on a collective scale right now, because this could potentially be catastrophic, okay? So let's talk about the despair. Don't hide yourself away from yourself. Don't hide yourself away from yourself. We have a number of cards that have just come out here. Innocence. You're coming into a state of innocence. We are in a state of innocence. Our innocence is intact. You have wedding, which I'm reading as a marriage between spirit and matter. There is a marriage, a greater union of spirit and matter that is underway right now. You have giving and receiving, which is telling me that we are receiving what it is that we need, or we're going to be receiving what it is that we need. So we must release and surrender while we experience a cleanse and detoxification. That's really what these caps are for the universe. Remember how I was saying this cap, even though it feels malicious, it's frustrating, it's holding us in one place, it's still beneficial, it's still benevolent. It's not meant out of malice. It's really a protective covering right now. It's very similar to what I shared. Also, the other thing that I shared on my story on Instagram, at divine_conversations, is a video from Phil Good. And at the time that I found it and posted it, he had only posted that message 7 hours previously or prior. And that's exactly what I was going through this morning while I was feeling through this energy, what I was feeling coming through in the collective as well. And that's actually part of what I was picking up on. I just didn't know how to say it because my interpretation came as we are experiencing exactly what it is we don't want in our lives. And it's not because we've put it there, but it's because it exists and we are coming out of it. And as we're coming out of it, we're looking at it and we're seeing it, and we're seeing it more and more and more from greater and greater expanse. And it infuriates us. It frustrates us because we've been in it and the cycle is complete for us, but the cycle is still going. And it's like we're in a spaceship. And we're moving away, and this detoxification process, cleanse and detoxify, that we need to release and surrender to, is what I'm seeing visually as us being in this space pod, leaving this planet and moving away. And the further and further we get away from it, the more and more cleansed we are of it. The further and further we get away from this planet, the more and more detoxified we are from it. But as we move on, we can see it in our rear view, and in some cases it infuriates us. But understand that you being infuriated in that way is exactly why you've completed the cycle. Do you see that? Do you get it? You're moving away from it. So it seems or feels counterproductive, and this is why I struggled with sharing this message. It seems counterproductive to say that you're moving away from it, but you're getting more and more agitated by it. I mean, like, you'll forget about it eventually. Before you know it, that will be just a speck in the sky, in the sea of other specks around you, right? In the infinite of all the other specks around you, right? So like eventually you'll get far enough away from it where it won't irritate you anymore. But right now, in the present moment, you're just now coming out of it. So it's still a fresh wound, even though you've completed the cycle, right? Do you understand? I hope so. That's what this feels like. And what Phil Good was saying in that video that I shared of his was, it's like the universe has parked you. There's nowhere for you to go. There's nothing for you to do. You're boxed. Boop, you're staying right here. But it's because what he was saying, his interpretation is that we have come into the next level. We've stepped out of that system. And we're watching it crumble. We've stepped out of it because it's crumbling. Was planning on a hike after the live stream. Yes, Ambit. That sounds absolutely fantastic. Okay. Let's get into some tarot cards then. Sure, says Spirit. All right, cool. I cool then. Hi. So what's up, Spirit? What do you want to tell us? What's going on? God, Source, Creator, we thank you for bringing us together today, giving us this time and space with each other to hash these out and work these things through, because man, it's a doozy. Thank you for all that you do, and thank you for the challenges especially. I want to put something in our conscious focus here. Let's start appreciating these moments, these really tough, difficult, I don't understand what's going on moments, because it's these moments that teach us the most. And if we can find appreciation for those moments while we are in them, ooh, the power. Okay, so let's be conscious of this moment here. It sucks, it's shitty. We're learning how to be resilient. And actually, something that's been repeating in my mind lately is something that I was hearing from a group of people that remember their pre-birthing process and choosing their lives and choosing their parents and going back to that place. Something they remember was asking, why would so-and-so or these people go through such terrible things? And like the answer being because they wanted to learn survival. They wanted to learn resilience. And that has been bouncing around my head lately. And now I'm starting to realize that was a metaphor for what it is we are going through. We are talking about a serious lesson in resilience, in the Nine of Wands energy of never giving up, but not to fight for the wrong reasons. And I understand wrong may not necessarily be proper in terms to convey the feeling that I'm getting from this, because technically, literally, there is no wrong or right. It's all subjective. Okay? But, well, now it's lost me, but you got it. Yeah. All right, cool. Let's get back into the tarot. Last shuffle here. What do you want to talk about, Spirit? So God, Source, Creator, thank you so much. Thank you. What's going on? Ace of Pentacles. Opportunity. You have an opportunity here. See this as an opportunity. Yeah. Even though that's really hard to do. Four of Cups. A fertile. Ooh, the Empress. It's a fertile situation that you've got going on here. There's that Three of Cups again with the Six of Swords. We should be celebrating because, like, in fact, we are moving away from the deception. Yeah, oh my God, you guys. You guys. Holy sh. Okay, all right, listen, check it out. Ace of Pentacles, Four of Cups, and the Empress to start, okay? Whoop, there we go. Ace of Pentacles, Four of Cups, the Empress. We're being given an opportunity. This Ace of Pentacles represents or reflects the energy that I was speaking of let's work on recognizing the value of what we are going through in the current moment and how much it's going to teach us, how much it's meant to teach us, how much stronger we're going to become because of it. Having worked through it, because we will work through it, we will reach the 10 that is indicated that started with the ace. Okay, all right, okay, so let's just okay, right? Four of Cups, though, that's not easy to do, but what we need to understand and recognize that, Four of Cups, that's not easy to do, but we need to understand and recognize that, hello, High Priestess, this is a fertile situation. We've got you, boo-boo, says the universe, says Spirit. Don't worry, prosperity lies ahead, prosperity abounds, but right now, we need to complete this opportunity. We need to understand that we are completing an opportunity. I feel like this Ace of Pentacles, Four of Cups also truly reflects the idea of us not recognizing the opportunity that is ahead of us, and us not recognizing where we actually are. Because I feel like, just like that analogy of us flying away in a spaceship, getting far, far, far away from whatever this is, we don't recognize yet that we're looking at it in the rear view. There it is. We don't recognize yet that we're looking at it from a rear view point of view, meaning we are moving away from this. We're going in the opposite direction. This is in our rear view. This is the past. This is what we have worked so hard to get out of. The further away you get, the bigger picture of it that you start to see, which is only seeing even how much more of this was affected. And part of this feeling is, oh my God, I can't believe I was ever a part of that. Whoa. Be careful there. Like, don't go off the deep end on that one. Like, that is not a cross. Spirit is absolutely saying that is not a cross you need to hang yourself from, darling. Please do not do that. that is nowhere near necessary, okay? That whole thought process, let's not even go there. Not even go there. Instead, let's rejoice. Three of Cups, because we are in fact moving away, Six of Swords, from all that was deceiving us before. Seven of Swords. So, what's the overall energy? Don't give up. Nine of Wands. Boop. There it is right there. Overall energy is that Nine of Wands. Whew. I'm going to be honest with you, Bonjour Bernie. I totally agree. I totally agree. Ooh. Oh, Noelle, you are so very welcome. I just saw the second part about the content on Patreon. You're so very welcome. All right, that's what I've got for you, Spirit says. So we're gonna wrap this up with an oracle card from the Crystal Mandala deck. Yeah, African Oneness. This is really one of those times, like if you really want an express lesson on going with the flow, then honey, you have found yourself in the absolute right place. Oh, let me tell you. Shit. It's almost as if saying we're going with the flow is like an extreme understatement. Like, woo-wee. Last shuffle. Alrighty then. What have you got for us? Spirit closing, oracle guidance. I might want to stream like this, do the sip like this more often. This was a vibe, yo. This was a real, this is a real nice vibe. I am not gonna lie. This is a real nice vibe, guys. Closing oracle guidance, please, Spirit. Really? Now all of a sudden I want to read more tarot, or more tarot. What do you guys say? What do you guys think? Ugh. You're not ready yet. You're not done yet. But then they say, let's close the reading soon, though. Oh, really? Okay. All right. I'm gonna move to my second deck here, and I'm just gonna shuffle it up for the collective, and we're gonna see what else. There's something else that needs to be talked about here, so that's what we're gonna do. We're here. We might as well. Oh, thank you, African Oneness. I'm so glad. All right, kids. Last shuffle. What do you want to talk about? What's going on here? What's the vibe? What's the message? Two of Swords. Uh-oh. Ooh. Some of y'all are about to wish your soul didn't ask for this one. Uh-oh. Somebody's about to get called out right here, right now. I'll tell you that. Someone is about to get called out right now. That Two of Swords is not a good look, baby. Let me tell you something. That denial is not a good look. Okay? Just saying. I mean, I don't know who this is for, but honey, you have got to come to your senses. I mean, I don't know who you think you're trying to fool, baby, but you ain't fooling us. So I'm gonna need you to wake up. Whoever, I don't know who I'm talking to, but yo. The Magician, the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and the Page of Cups. I hyped that shit up, and now it's Escape in the Hanged Man. I'm feeling a masculine individual that is giving too much to his son, is what I just heard. There is an imbalance here. Someone is being taken advantage of. Someone is being usurped. Someone's energy is being drained. It feels like it's from their child. It feels like this child is very, very, very manipulative, or has learned how to be very manipulative. And right now, what it feels like here is this person does not want to believe that their child could ever act this way or be so vindictive, be as vindictive as they are. Part of the reason why this person doesn't want to admit this is because they know that on some way or on some level, it's a reflection of themselves. And it's also a reflection of them as a parent, both of them as parents. And this person doesn't want to admit that, or at least this person is having trouble admitting that, or this is just now coming into this person's realm of consciousness, so they're having trouble with it because it's difficult to see. Understood. You do have the Hanged Man at the bottom of the deck, okay? This is representing change and enlightenment. I'm getting Aquarius energy from this. This person might be an Aquarius. I mean, the Hanged Man actually officially represents Pisces, but for some reason I got Aquarius. It could have something to do with what you have in your chart in the constellation of Aquarius and how that is being aspected right now. You could be an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node. This person could be an Aquarius. What's in Aquarius right now? Is there anything in Aquarius? Yeah, no, there's nothing in Aquarius right now. So, okay. Either way, though, there's some sort of Aquarius connection. Take it as it resonates. This is a general reading. But what is telling me this is the Magician, the Two of Pentacles, the Ten of Cups, and the Page of Cups. And this is the Sun. The Page of Cups. This is the Sun. As soon as I started to pick this card up, I heard the Sun. This is the Sun. The Magician is the father or the parental figure. Take it as it resonates. The Two of Pentacles is a desire to please. It almost feels like a doormat type of energy. You may feel like a doormat. You may be referred to as or treated as a doormat, or feel like you are being referred to and or treated as a doormat. You may have friends and family members that are outside this situation looking in, telling you you are being a doormat. I'm getting that from this Two of Pentacles energy, because with this Two of Pentacles energy, I'm hearing a need to please. And it's gotten to a point where, and I think this is how this son of this person, this Page of Cups, this son, Two of Pentacles, Ten of Cups is family, Page of Cups is a young individual, a child, your child. And keep in mind, you guys, this child of yours could be a grown ass man, okay? Again, take it as it resonates. But the reason why this child is able to manipulate, because also when you look at it, this Magician also represents that child. And this is where we get into the element of this is a mirror, because this child learned from you, learned how to do this from you. And there's the mirroring aspect. But this child is able to manipulate this situation with you because they have learned how they can manipulate the parenting situation you have going on. I don't know how else to describe that other than that. There is something about your lives. There is a divorce involved here for some of you. That's the strongest energy. There's a break between the parents, the mother and the father, that this child has been able to exploit. It may even be a death of either parent. That this this is some vindictive energy. I'm not gonna lie. But again, it's a general reading, so take it as it resonates. This is a lot of where your despair is coming from for whomever this reading is for, whomever this person is. And we're only telling you this because now you're starting to become aware of it. And that's where we start to reach the problem, the real problem in this situation for this person. And this is what, and yes, okay, that in and of itself is a real problem. I get that. But the real problem here is whether or not you're able to deal with it. Because if you can't deal with it, you can't overcome it. And then that just leaves the cycle susceptible to being recreated over and over and over. And each time it happens, it gets worse. It gets worse and worse, or it ramps up a little bit more. It gains a little bit more momentum until you're able to learn how to where you can tweak it to short circuit the situation, and then it falls apart, and then you're done with it. You learned about it enough to short it in the right place where it never comes back again, right? That's the intention. That's the goal here. And it doesn't matter how many times you cycle through it, even though it's painful as shit. Okay. It doesn't matter how many times you cycle through it, because at least you're learning something each time, or you have the potential to learn something each time. Okay. But this is coming up now. You're starting to recognize this now. You're opening the doorway to this now. And some people that we are talking about here are resisting this big time. And the main factor is because of their lack of ability to look at themselves. And so that's exactly why we opened this reading with, baby, we need you to wake the fuck up. Two of Swords. That denial is not a good look. I mean, this may already have damaging effects on your reputation. I don't even want to say it could. It may already have. And for some of you, part of the reason why you're becoming aware of this is now because you're starting to become aware of the the public damage this has been doing to your reputation. But you see, the problem is you didn't know about it at the time, and it already has quite a bit of momentum. That's why you're even hearing about it to begin with, because it was kept a secret from you. or it was kept hidden from you, or at least you effectively kept yourself shaded from it because of your lack, or of this person's lack of self-awareness, or lack of ability, or even willingness to look at oneself. And so now it's gained momentum, and it's gotten so much momentum that it's creeping over your defenses around it. You can't unsee it anymore. You can't escape it at this point, or this person can't escape it at this point, which in some cases is making it even harder for them to accept it. We have to keep that in mind. Even though I'm sitting here reading someone for filth, as some would say, this is me channeling a message, being very real about it, and trying to give perspective and clarity and advice. There is no judgment here. This has nothing to do with me. So we're saying this, and what we need to keep in mind is this person is going through something. Whoever I am talking to here is not happy, is going through an awakening. And we all know what an awakening feels like, right? So we need to keep in mind that someone is going through something. Someone is hurting right now. This is like a PR nightmare for someone. In some cases, because what I'm feeling here, this is for someone that is either a Capricorn or is very 10th house dominant in their focus. I just heard a hawk. Holy shit. My doors and windows are closed. There must have been a hawk up in a tree right close to me that just cried out. Anyway. Okay. So what's the resolution here, Spirit? What's the conclusion, or what do you want to say about this at this point? I mean, we revealed enough. I have not looked at the chat, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm so busy just strictly channeling this message. So what about this then? I'm looking at the sun here. I'm looking at the Page of Cups. My attention was drawn to the Page of Cups, and then a card came out. It's the Ten of Wands. Unfortunately, for some of you, or for someone at this point, you just need to walk away from this, because what I'm seeing in the Ten of Wands is a big knotted ball of just mess that would take decades, millennia, if not, I heard eons to unravel. I mean, what I want to say is you need to just drop this. And I don't think it's not necessarily about dropping your son or your child or the relationship with them, even if, like, say, if they're grown. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is you need to just, whatever it is you feel needs to be fixed here, you're not going to be able to fix it by trying to untangle what's already fucked up. You've got to just drop that and start all over together. Like, we're not asking anybody to move on from these associations unless it's really that toxic. I mean, and that's at your own discretion. But it's definitely not for me to decide and or comment on. But also, we are trying to encourage you guys to work this out. You just can't do it the same old way or with the same old topics. You have to just start creating new ones. And you have to make sure that this time the ones that you do create are healthy or beneficial or more positive in nature, okay? But that takes a lot of self-reflection and understanding where your own codependencies, toxicities, attachments, addictions, denials lie. The devil. They just said that's enough. So that's enough. So I hope that was helpful for you. See, now I've got an adrenaline rush and I want to read more, but actually, okay. Well, one last card has. Two last cards have come out here. You have the Ace of Cups with the Five of Wands. And this is saying, you know what? You guys are a family, or you're a team, or like whatever, you're humans, even if this is on like a greater scale of just like humanity. You're humans, or I mean, like, you're brothers and sisters. I mean, you're all family. I mean, like, come on. You're all going to be different. You're all meant to be different, but it doesn't mean you can't love each other. I mean, you don't have to like each other. Okay, that's fine. You can have your differences. No one is telling you that. But at the same time, like, it would be much easier if you could find a way to just like be respectful of one another and like allow them the space on the planet that they're allotted to, because they're here too. Like, everybody that's here is meant to be here, and there's enough for everyone. So I don't even know what we're all fighting and arguing over anyway. I mean, like, you go live your life, let them go live their lives, and everybody and everything will be happy. Come together when you have a big old 555 on the counter. Come together when you have a big old community crisis, and work together to solve the crisis and bring your lives back to normal so you can go back home and go back to doing whatever the fuck you were doing. Like, I don't understand what the problem is. Oh, goodness gracious. Channelings from the universe. Yes. Whew, that was a doozy. Moni, I'm so glad you came across the channel as well. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap it up at this point. I love you all so very much. Thank you so much for tuning in and being here. I wish you the best. I hope you have a fantabulous hump day, or whatever day you find yourself watching this. I'm sending you so much love. 555 on the counter. And I look forward to connecting with you again tomorrow. Yeah? Okay. Sorry, I got pulled into the chat again. I completely zoned out. I'm sorry. I love you guys. I'll see you later. Have a great day. Bye.